Hello, young, old, and middle-aged. I am your beautiful reader, Madison Anderson, and today we are reading The Sneetches from the book The Sneetches and Other Stories, Party Edition by Dr. Seuss. So if we open it up here, we start with some nice star-bellied children playing with a star ball. Then we open up to the next page, we see The Sneetches and Other Stories. Written and illustrated by Dr. Seuss. Random House, New York. And some people from one of the other stories. I'm just a little tired. Anyways, if we flip the page, our first little thing we see is on this page is The Sneetches, because this story is about the Sneetches. So now if we continue on with the story, where we start the story, I guess, it starts out with these two little Sneetches. One is a Starbelly Sneetch, the other is a non-belly Sneetch. The story starts. Now the Starbelly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big. They were really so small. You might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all, but they do. But because they all had stars, all the Starbelly Sneetches would brag. We're the best of the Sneetches on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they would snort. We have nothing to do with the plain belly Sneetches' snort. I read that wrong. We have nothing to do with the plain belly sort. And whenever they meet some, they were walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. When the Starbelly children were out to play ball, could Plain Belly Sneetch get in the game? Not at all. You could only play if your bellies had stars, and the Plain Belly children had none upon theirs. When the Starbelly Sneetches had Frankfurt roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the Plain Belly Sneetches. They left them out in the cold, the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. Then one day, it seemed, while the Plain Belly Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beach, just sitting there, wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped on in the strangest of calls. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean, and I've never heard your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy, but I can fix that. I am the Fix-It-Up Chippy. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed. I changed his voice right in the middle of it, but I do not care. And then quickly, Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very particular machine. He said, you don't want stars like a Starbelly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. So they clambered inside. The big machine roared and it clunked. and it bonked and it jerked, and it burked and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. With the Plain Belly Sneetches out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. When they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start, "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're just the same now, you snooty old smarties, and now we can go to your Frankfurt's parties." "Good grief!" groaned one of the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best Sneetches, and we're the worst, and you are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know?" They all frowned. Of which kind is what, or the other way around? Then up came McBean with a very sly swink, and he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? That is perfectly true, but you come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on the beaches, and it'll cost you $10 each." A bit pricey, if I do say so myself. Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars, so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine worked very precisely, removing all stars from their tummies quite nicely. And then with snoots in the air, they pawed about, and they opened their beaks, and they let out a snort. "We know who's who! Now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without." Then, of course, those with stars all got frankly mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then, of course, old Sylvester McMucky McBean invited them into the star-off machine. Then, of course, from then on, you probably guessed, things really got into a horrible mess. All the rest of that day on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines they raced through, about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money, they kept running through, until neither the Plain nor the Starbelly Sneetches knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one who was who. That was a tongue twister. Then when every cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie picked up and he went. And he laughed as he drove on his car up the beach. "They never will learn. No, you cannot teach a Sneetch." But McBean was quite wrong. I am quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day all the Sneetches forgot about the stars, and whenever they had one, or not, upon theirs. So that is the end of our story. If you enjoyed this, I would recommend picking up this book, probably at your local Barnes & Nobles. Or on the internet, in Amazon or something. But if you enjoyed that story, I would recommend looking at Dr. Seuss's other stories. And this book specifically because it has the Sneetches within it. It's literally the first story. So enjoy, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, my friends.